Hi and Assalamualaikum. Today we are going to present about activity-based costing for the subject ACC116. Our group consists of 3 members, which is me, Adi bin Arif, Cik Arif Iskandar bin Cik Mim, and Muhammad Firdaus bin Khairul Anwar. For introduction, what is activity-based costing, or we call ABC? Activity-based costing is a costing method that assigns overhead and indirect costs to related products and services. This accounting method of costing recognizes the relationship between costs, overhead activities, and manufacturers' products, assigning indirect costs to products less arbitrarily than traditional costing methods. However, some indirect costs, such as management and office staff salaries, are difficult to assign to a product. There is 5 differences between activity-based costing and traditional costing for overhead computation. For the first difference, for traditional costing, overhead absorption rate are often volume-based and financial. For example, direct labor hours, while activity-based costing, overhead allocation rates are non-financial, for example, number of orders. Second, production volume is used to trace overhead to product, while activity-based costing, number of transactions is used to trace overhead to product. Third, overhead costs are allocated to output. Meanwhile, activity-based costing, overhead costs are traced to output. Fourth, next, overhead costs are allocated to production department, and activity-based costing, the overhead costs are assigned to each major activity and not to department. Last but not least, overhead are collected or pooled to department, and activity-based costing, many activity which is base cost pools or cost center are created.
Now, I will continue our presentation on question 3B. The two importance of cost driver in activity-based costing, or we know as ABC, is allow management to better understand a company's expense. By delineating the exact source of different expense, companies can help to reduce or eliminate unnecessary expense. Without proper allocation of the cost drivers, it can be meaningless to compare the cost of different product and service. Furthermore, the second point is simplifies the allocation of manufacturing overhead. The correct allocation of manufacturing overhead is important to determine the true cost of product. Internal management use the cost of product to determine the price of the product they produce. For this reason, the selection of accurate cost drivers has a direct impact on the profitability and operation of an entity. Okay, that's all from me.
Next, for question 3 advantages and 2 disadvantages of activity-based costing, ABC. ABC system is better understand of overhead costs. The data can be identified with wasteful product and unnecessary costs so that resources can be used productively. ABC method also helps in fixing price of product or services that are excessive or incorrect. The second advantage is identify activities and assign all costs associated with completing the activities. This allows a more accurate of a product cost by showing the direct relationship among activity, costs, and products. ABC costing assigns to activity both manufacturing and non-manufacturing costs. The third advantages is allocates indirect costs based on product cost drivers. As costs are allocated per product, this will give indication of the performance of the business process, whether performing well or need to be improved. Further, ABC is used to identify non-value-added activities and assists in allocation of resources for efficient and profitability activities. For the two disadvantages, the first one is setting up an ABC system can be expensive and time consuming. This is due to business activity that need to be analyzed into individual component of activities. The business need to hire consultant to set up ABC system as well as involve an increase of employee training. The last and the second disadvantages of ABC is it is contain information which is vary from the information reported for a traditional cost method. For example, product margin. Some activity-based costs may be irrelevant in certain decision-making situations, such as ABC does not comply to accounting standards and should not be used for external reporting. That's all from me. Thank you.